On November 24, 2022, the United Nations and Government of Belize convened its Joint National Steering Committee meeting. The meeting is an important milestone for the United Nations country team, creating the space to share key results and achievements under the last multi-country Sustainable Development Framework 2017 to 2021, while also reporting on early results and plans under the current multi-country Sustainable Development Corporation Framework 2022 to 2026. A key objective of the meeting was to provide strategic direction to the implementation of the UN's Corporation Framework through the Country Implementation Plan 2022 to 2023. It aimed to ensure alignment to the evolving international, regional, and national context, including Belize's National Medium-Term Development Plan and the SDGs. The leadership of the Joint National Steering Committee is co-chaired by the Minister of Foreign Affairs or his designate and the UN Resident Coordinator.
The Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Foreign Trade and Immigration is pleased to have been able to co-chair the Joint Government of Belize and UN Steering Committee meeting in November, a few days before the close of 2022. The UN system remains a strong partner in development for Belize, with its special emphasis on the vulnerable populations and ensuring that no one is left behind. The joint meeting allows us to continue the collective engagement with the UN system at the national level to 1. Take stock of the impact of support to human development, and 2. To note areas for further improvement, both at the strategic and the operational level.
During the meeting, the Regional Director for the UN Development Coordination Office in Latin America and the Caribbean, Mr. Roberto Valent, shared his message.
I would like also to take a moment to thank the Government of Belize for leading the way with the signature of the second UN Cooperation Framework in the Caribbean, an important signal for the rest of the region on the added value of uniting the voices of SIDS and middle-income countries that are at the forefront of the climate crisis. The government and people of Belize should be most proud of the progress the country is making.
The United Nations presented key results from 2021. Government partners acknowledged the UN's work in responding to the COVID-19 pandemic, and more recently, the response to Hurricane Lisa, for which a post-disaster needs assessment is being coordinated for finalization in early 2023.
It was my pleasure to participate in the Joint National Steering Committee meeting with our UN partners in Belize. During the meeting, I shared that a total of $7.2 billion Belize dollars would be needed for Sustainable Development Goals implementation over the next 7 years. I also shared that the newly developed Medium-Term Development Strategy 2022-2026 covers 80% of Sustainable Development implementation, encompassing a total of 214 projects and programs across 6 priority areas, including 1. Poverty reduction, 2. Economic transformation, 3. Trade deficit reduction, 4. Citizen security, 5. Protection of the environment and natural resources, and 6. No corruption and good governance. The continued engagement of academia with both the public and private sectors remains central to the success of the strategy, grounded in scientific research to inform effective policies.
These 6 priority areas have the country's most vulnerable populations at the forefront. Data remains at the core to inform evidence-based policies through the national statistical system to leave no one behind. Updates on Belize's digital transformation journey under the National Digital Agenda 2022 to 2025 were shared by the ministry responsible for e-governance. Key to the agenda has been enabling legislations, paving the way for the digital agenda to be achieved under its 3 core pillars. The action plan focuses on 4 priorities. Going into 2023, the committee agreed to hosting dedicated discussions on an integrated national financing frameworks introduced at the meeting. This is a country-owned planning and delivery tool on financing sustainable development at the national level. In parallel, the UN will also advance its resource mobilization and partnership strategy 2022 to 2026 to support the cooperation framework. The strategy aims to build stronger relationships with the partners at all levels, supporting the UN's work in Belize while also mobilizing the needed resources to close the funding gap. The United Nations remains committed to its partnership with the government of Belize, including civil society organizations and other actors in achieving the common outcomes under the cooperation framework that target the well-being of Belizeans today and future generations to come.